Hello, and thank you for joining me in this bonus lesson and limits, how we can use limits, how we can apply them to ourselves, to our self-talk, and ways that we can work to improve our self-talk. Now, I was saving this for the next course that we're going to have, but I want to share it with you because I think it's really important and I want the most amount of people possible to hear it. And also, I think it relates a lot to the limits conversations that we've had already. So, what do I mean by this? A lot of us have really, really negative self talk. Like, if someone else makes a mistake, we'll say, oh, they're trying. Oh, it happens. But if we make a mistake, you think, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did that. And like you may be laughing listening to this, but it's a really big problem. People speak so negatively to themselves so often. And it's just, it shouldn't be okay. But we can use limits to regulate the way we allow ourselves to speak to ourselves because our thoughts become our actions, become our life. Okay? We can change how our thoughts become our actions if we regulate our thoughts. So what I want you to do now is think about how you can set limits to your thoughts. Some of you are thinking, oh, but a thought comes into my head and it's like, ugh, what can I do about it? No, there's so much you can do about it. Step one, make a list of the thoughts that you don't like thinking about, okay? Make a list. These are the thoughts that I just don't like. Like, I don't want to think this. I don't want to think this at all. And I know that as you write it, you're going to think what you write. You're going to write, I'm so stupid. And you're going to look at it and you're going to think, I'm so stupid. Why is Dory telling me to do this? Okay, just write them down. And make the title like the things I don't want to think about, like the things that it's not okay to think, like, or the trail. You can make like, I'm so stupid, dot, dot, dot. Because I'm so stupid because dot, dot, dot. That's, and you can say like, it's not okay to say that. Okay, make the list. Okay, pause and make the list. All right, if you're done making the list, if you pause, because there's no way that you could have made it in 10 seconds, the next step 2, is to make a list of all the thoughts that you want to think more of. You're going to make this the title, things I want to think more of, and make a list. Some great examples of things you can use are things like, I got this. I'm good enough. It's okay. I tried my best. I'm worth it. I'm valuable. I matter. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay? These kinds of things are ideas you can think about. Make a list. Like, what are thoughts that you want to think? If you're insecure, for example, about your appearance, you could say something like, I am as beautiful enough as other men, as other women. I am deserving of love. I am attractive. I am special. I'm somebody who can build a great relationship. It's a beautiful thing to think. Just write those down, make the list. Call this the things I want to think about more. Okay, so pause here and finish that list. Okay, so if you paused and you made this list, the next step is to make a plan. Okay, so this is going to be the plan. It's like an algorithm. You know, like computer algorithms? It's like step-by-step instructions. If this, do this, else this. Okay, we're going to kind of do the same thing with our minds. If you get a thought on the I don't want to think this page, and the reason I asked you to make this page is because you're charting these thoughts. You're helping your body recognize them. By writing them down, you're going to recognize when they come that they're on this list. Ah, you see, so the limit goes on this list now. You see what we're doing? We're making it very clear, very clear. Step, first part, clear. Next, okay, if something on this list comes, take a deep breath. take like 5 deep breaths or 3 deep breaths. Just take a few deep breaths. Then read the list on the things you want to think about more. And you can do it while you're taking deep breaths. That's the strategy. What that's going to do is it's going to turn your thoughts away from the negative and onto the positive. Cool, huh? So let's practice. Let's say that you used my example and you said, I'm so stupid because ... So you think it, and then I want you to do this. It's going to like take a bit of time at the beginning, but eventually you're going to recognize it. Remember, consistently enforced. Okay, now, whenever you got a thought from this list, you're going to stop yourself. Take a deep breath. Take a few deep breaths. And then you're going to tell yourself things from the other list. So if it was, I'm so stupid because I messed up and I'm never good enough and I just can't do anything right. You know this? Okay, take a few deep breaths. It's going to help calm you down. Then go to the next list. By the way, in conflict resolution, we're going to understand why these deep breaths help through an analogy, which is really cool. In the next list, then you're going to say, okay, I'm trying my best. I'm doing as much as I can. I deserve to be treated well. I'm okay. I matter. Like, it's going to be okay in the end. And I make mistakes sometimes, and it's okay to make mistakes. I don't have to always be perfect. Wow. How did we go from the one to the other? And just do this, guys. Read this list that you made for yourself. Like, just pick things out of this list to tell yourself. Do it like 10 times. Just tell yourself like 10 times. I'm trying my best. I deserve to be treated well. It's okay. It's like I make mistakes. It's going to be okay in the end. It's going to be okay in the end. I make mistakes sometimes. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying my best. I don't have to be perfect all the time. I don't have to be perfect all the time. Just repeat it a few times and take deep breaths. I don't have to be perfect all the time. Guys, it's changing your thoughts. We put limits and we use limits to transform our thoughts like magic. Now, another pro tip. If you want to be proactive and you want to get these thoughts in your head more often, the good ones, not the bad ones, read yourself the good one like every day when you wake up. Well advertised. Look at this every day to remind yourself what's not okay and what do I want more of. If you don't do this, you're going to just forget what you wrote on the not okay list, and you're going to find after a week that you just went back to normal. Because, guys, we are kind of lazy. We act off of instincts, like what's habitual to us, what we're used to, because it's just easier. It's less brain power. That's why the hardest thing is starting. But if we're well advertised, if we keep reminding ourselves of those things, what's going to happen is our new habit is going to be to use this new list, to place limits, to stop ourselves. And before you know it, after a few weeks, your negative thoughts are going to go down, and your positive thoughts are going to go way up. And this is going to change the way that you think about yourself, the way that you perceive the world, the way you see other people treat you. Because remember, your thoughts become your actions, become your reality. You can use limits to help get your thoughts to where you want them to be and where they are better suited for you. Now, you're not going to stop every negative thought, okay? Like, they happen. But if you can even reduce half of them, that is humongous. Reduction in stress. No one likes thinking about these thoughts, okay? It's going to make you feel better. You're going to feel more in control that you're using limits. You're going to get more practice with limits. It's going to make you do even better in setting other limits. And it's going to get you on track for better self-talk. It's going to lead to better feelings and just a simpler, easier everyday experience. No one likes having this in their everyday experience, like these negative thoughts. It's just going to make life better for you, I hope. That's my hope for you. Thank you so much for listening to this bonus lesson. I hope you found it meaningful, and I'll catch you in conflict resolution. I gotta go and prepare this unit now because I was making this bonus lesson. Okay, I'll see you in conflict resolution. I'm super, super, super excited to welcome you there because it's just so important. I can't wait to see you. And thank you for joining me in this journey of learning all about limits and how we can apply them in our lives.